my family, they have a lot of health problems. And my mom specifically has had a lot of health problems. And all throughout my life, especially when I was living there, sometimes I would get these random calls where I have to take her to the hospital. And the reason for that is because she absolutely does not want to be like strapped down to the board that you have to be strapped down to when you go into an ambulance. So like that's not okay. So like I know my parents never did BSDM or BDSM or whatever that's so like that was not gonna happen ever. She couldn't go in ambulances. She would always call me. So I got a car, and then all of a sudden I became a fucking ambulance driver. So there was a couple of occasions where, she called me or somebody would call and say, hey, she's not doing what you have to say. Okay, I'd go. This one time it happens, and usually it's fine. I'm ready to go. This one time, I was hanging out with a friend, and I got the call, and I'm like, oh shit. The problem is that we had taken mushrooms about 20 minutes before. Like a lot. So it was fucked up, because if you don't know about mushrooms, it takes about 45 minutes to an hour for it to really kick in. So I was still sober with the knowledge that I was about to go to the hospital on mushrooms with my mom. And I did not know how I was going to do that because I could not drive on mushrooms. I tried it. So me and my friend are there, and I'm like, yo, we have to do something. I don't know, can we call somebody? So we call somebody. A friend that lives not far from where he lives. And so she shows up to pick us up. Just lucky, hey, we need you. She shows up. And the fun thing about her, we were, I don't think I said, we were like 17, 18. Like this, I should not be responsible for delivering a human in distress to a hospital. Like we were very young. Regardless of the mushrooms or not, I should not have been handling that responsibility at that time. Anyway, so she shows up, and the thing about her is that she's tiny, right? Like she looks like a child, and she drives.
Your mom?
No, the friend. The friend.
The friend looks.
The friend who arrived. She's a tiny human being, but she drove this big red, like Mustang convertible, like sassy pants, bright red. So she rolls up to pick us up, and here we are with the top down, cruising, and I know my life is about to get fucked up, but we're doing this. Okay, Mama's on the line. We gotta go. So we go. I don't remember where we picked her up from, but we picked her up, get her in the passenger seat. And then it's me and my friend, and we're in the back, and we're finally driving to the hospital, and that shit starts to get weird. Little bit of visuals, a little bit of color. I'm starting to feel happy. That's how I know when the mushrooms hit. Like, I'll look in a mirror, and I'll be like, why the fuck am I grinning so hard? So, imagine you're driving down the street, and you look to your left, and there is a bright red car with the top down, and in the back is two idiots just grinning and giggling, and in the driver's seat is just, it looks like a child is driving this car, and then there's a woman in distress in the passenger seat. And it was like, we were driving, and like half my mom's face is like flapping in the wind, because it's like, I think when you have a stroke, you kind of like lose muscles in your face, so like her arm is just flailing, and she's clearly not having a good time, but we're rushing. We're going. We're doing this. Me and the squad, okay? We're in this shit together. We all have our special abilities. Some of us can keep it together. Some of us can drive. We're doing this. So we get to the hospital, and I'm fucked up. I am having a good time, and you should not. You shouldn't. My mother is not well, and I'm enjoying this whole journey. So we get to the hospital, and we're inside, and we have to like check out and everything, or check in, and so we're standing there in the check-in area, and we're just waiting, and I'm just like looking at my friends, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Can you like they're out telling me to chill out, like we're just talking, like, and then for some reason, I just look to the door, the entrance, the big, 2 giant sliding doors that go to 2 more giant sliding doors, and there was this old man that was just kind of like, I don't know, he had this presence. I could tell something was important. He was just working his way through and the doors just open. And he marches into the next door, and then door opens up, and I can tell he just has this presence about him. Something important is about to happen. And so he walks in, and he announces to a full lobby, "My lungs collapsed!" So here's the thing. At the time, I didn't know what a collapsed lung was. So for him to rush in there and announce it with the energy and that he had in his youth, to announce that, I was like, that's a little weird. And because I was on mushrooms, a little weird turned into ridiculously hilarious. And so I just started laughing at this old man with a collapsed lung, and my friends are looking at me horrified. My mother is still distressed, waiting to be looked at to see if she's going to make it to the end of the day. And this dude just walked in and did a set for me. Like, that was amazing.